It's been a busy few weeks and also days within the aviation industry, and hence the need for another one of these aviation news recap videos, which you all have been greatly enjoying here on the channel, featuring a Boeing 777 being vandalised, an emergency landing, losses with an airline, and more.
BB851, turn right heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Thank you so much for the continued support that you all show across these longer form videos, and to those that have recently joined up to the Patreon, your support over there is also appreciated. However, today we begin proceedings with focus centering around an event that took place last week, and that involved an Air France Boeing 777, which was essentially vandalised. Greenpeace protesters managed to vandalise the Boeing 777 with the French carrier, as was parked up at Charles de Gaulle Airport in none other than Paris, France. What's even crazier is they made it onto the airfield with no exact clue at how they managed to do so, given the tight security at airports nowadays in 2021. It certainly is near on impossible to break the barriers and actually get onto the airfield itself. If you're a plane spotter, you'll know firsthand, just by getting close to the airport, the ramifications that it can have, with airport security usually coming up and speaking to you about what your intentions are. And this can be especially noted for something like Charles de Gaulle, which is a major international port with carriers worldwide flying into it. The aircraft was covered in green towards the front of the aircraft, and the explanation on why this took place, though, came directly from the Greenpeace website, which will be linked in the sources part of this video's description. They said, "Faced with the climate crisis, it is necessary to regulate and reduce air traffic so that it is compatible with the Paris Agreement, while anticipating the reconversion of this sector and the social consequences that this would have for all workers and affected workers." What are your thoughts on the Boeing 777 being vandalised? Let me know. Moving across to Etihad Airways from Abu Dhabi, an airline offered covered here on the channel even before the pandemic, thanks to their quite awful financial situation, which you've heard me talk long enough about. But specifically, it really came from many things. I want to focus, though, on the huge cash splurge that took place in around 2013 and was for major wide-body aircraft that they, ended up not requiring, and that money would have been essential to their long-term financial sustainability, had they not splurged the cash originally. The airline, however, most recently reported another major loss of US $1.7 billion for the 2020 calendar year, which is naturally up from the previous year's figure, as they were currently undergoing a 5-year turnaround plan that would see them move from the original US $2 billion in debt for a single year to being profitable. It was gradually improving, and this pandemic, similar to other airlines, hit them at the wrong time, if there's ever actually a right time, and resulted in the carrier once again plummeting into the billions lost. The annual loss means that for Etihad Airways, this is the 5th straight annual loss the carrier has reported. This is following them slashing a number of aircraft routes and already cutting their workforce by a staggering 33% in recent times to help combat their turnaround plans. The airline has also noted that at this point, it is hoping to return to profit by 2023, so in 2 years. Is this an ambitious target? Let me know down below in the comments, but I for sure will be keeping a close eye on their movements moving forward, like I have been doing in the past for them. Meanwhile, at American Airlines, Boeing 737 MAX faced engine issues recently. The issues came from, according to sources, technological glitches in the aircraft. The aircraft made an emergency landing with a total of 101 people on board, made up of 95 passengers and a further 6 crew. American Airlines Flight 2555 was the one in question and was travelling to New Jersey when it encountered the troubles. This is a flight that originated in Miami thanks to Reuters, and is part of American Airlines' rapid plan to reintegrate the 737 MAX back into their flight operations. The airline already has a number of aircraft within their operations, and according to data when the airline operated through the week of the 3rd of March, it flew a total of 400 flights with the 737 MAX. While more and more regulators readily welcome back the 737 MAX to service, we recently saw a big mark with a total of 100 of the type head back into operations in total. Obviously, on the grand scheme of things, this is only a small amount, and there's still a long way to go, but at the very least, over zero some 5 months ago, I would say it's a drastic improvement. Our final story for today centres around Australian carrier Qantas, which, in interesting news, has launched mystery flights, something not totally uncommon of late, given the fact airlines are looking to see a boost in their funds overall, and of course tourism within the said country they are operating through. Many travel restrictions have left airlines trying to figure out what's next and what is going to be profitable for them. What is the thing that is going to get passengers back in the skies, even if it can't be for an international holiday, which, as we know, due to multiple borders being shut by governments, it is not possible. With this being said though, the airline has noted that the mystery flights will be with the Boeing 737, and flights will actually begin at, well, AUD $773. That's Australian currency. Yep, it's quite the perfect pair. This is not the first time Qantas has done this though, because before they had a 747 charity relief flight that I personally flew on, and tickets for these services also started at $747 AUD. While the routes are short, especially for that hefty price, included in the ticket are lunches and many tourist activities, and what Qantas is describing as an all-day package of sorts for travellers to see certain parts of Australia that they may not have actually gone to see had there not been a pandemic, preventing Australians from not only getting into the country but also exiting the country. To any Australians that may be watching this video, do you think you'll be looking at booking onto any of these flights? Let me know down below in the comments. And that's going to conclude this aviation news recap. Like you've heard me mention for every story, if you do have thoughts, please don't hesitate to drop them below. Also, if you are not in the Discord server, there'll be a link in the description to that. Feel free to join up. We have roughly, I believe, 1,500 members or so, and the chat is constantly active. People talking about aviation, we host regular events, and I would love to see you all in there, as I am quite active there. There is a second aviation news recap currently in the works that will be coming to your faces very, very soon, but until then, please do take care, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video.